Very happy to welcome back someone you saw earlier in the show, my sister from another mother, the co-founder of this festival. She had the number one TED Talk ever, or at least a couple of years ago. She's been on countless TV shows. Please welcome Maysoon Zayid, everyone.
Woohoo! Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Oh my gosh, hi. I'm Maysoon Zayid. For those of you who can't see me, I look like the Lost Kardashian. And my mom is online watching the show, so let's get a cheer for my mother. And since my mom is online, it means that I can't curse, which makes me think of my grandmother and how much I miss my grandmother's cursing. Because my grandmother came from the generation where their curses had meaning. They had substance, and my grandmother's Palestinian, so she spoke Arabic. And so for the people who don't speak Arabic, find a friend in the chat and they'll tell you what's happening. But I miss my grandmother's curses because, she didn't just like cuscus. She had depth. She would look at you and she would say, "Katam yuktamich," or "Satah yistahij," or "Demu yirka'ich," which means the following. The first one means, "I hope you fall and shatter." The second one means, "I hope a knife stabs you straight through." So it goes in your stomach and like comes out your spine. And then she had another one, which I really loved, which was "Hasacha wa'abmet samacha itlazik fi zorich," which means, "I hope a fishbone sticks in your throat." So what people don't understand is that Arabs will often like curse or call bad or ugly things that they love so that they don't jinx them, so that they don't hit them with an evil eye. So like, I'll be talking to my cat and I'll be like, "You are ugly, you are bad," because I don't want her to get run over. So it's actually a really good thing when Arabs curse at their children. It's not as bad as what other people think. So Athea was talking about names, and all Arabic names have meanings. So like if I look at the chat, Yasmin means Jasmine, Russia means Putin, like they each have a meaning. And when Arabic parents don't know the meaning of your name, they lie to you and they just like make up a meaning, and it's always the same thing. If they don't know the meaning of your name and you're a boy, they'll tell you it means lion, Habibi, roar. Roar, Habibi, like Siegfried and Roy, my little lion. Like the lion, actually. And if you're a girl, they tell you it means a beautiful flower, but it's only in the heaven, and that's why you never seen it. So I grew up thinking my name Maysoon meant heavenly flower. And then when I was like 27, I met this Iraqi linguist who was like, Maysoon means lemur. That's right. My parents named me Zabumafu. They had a brown, fuzzy, shaking baby, and they named me Monkey. So I guess I'm not a heavenly flower. So the shaking, for those of you who don't know about the shaking, in the Oppression Olympics, I'd win a gold medal. I'm Palestinian, I'm Muslim, I'm a woman of color, I'm divorced, I live in New Jersey. If you don't feel better about yourself, maybe you should. So the shaking thing is this whole like cerebral palsy thing, but it's not all that bad because there are perks to being palsy. And one of the perks to being palsy has now disappeared because of the pandemic. One of the best things about being palsy is that you don't have to stand online. And the best place on earth to not stand online is Disney. Now, post-pandemic, I am never going back to Disney. It's a petri dish of disease without a plague. But when I was young, I loved going to Disney. I would go on Space Mountain like 15 times, and then I'd come out to the line and I'd find like this white kid that was just like a tomato in the sun, just burning up in the Florida sun under the sign that says 2-hour wait from here. And I'd be like, hang in there, kid. It's totally worth dying. I've been on it like 15 times. Hydrate, man. And there was another ride that I loved at Disney, and that was the teacups. So if you've never been to Disney, there's this ride. It's like the Mad Hatter's Alice in Wonderland teacups. And you sit in a teacup and it spins you around like really, really fast. And every time I rode on this thing, I would walk straight for like 6 minutes after. I was like, oh my God, this place really is magical. But it all went bad because a bunch of non-disabled people started renting disabled people so they could cut the lines at Disney, and they got caught. And now none of us are allowed to cut the lines. It's no longer the happiest place on earth. And I just wish I could have been one of those tour guides, because I would have made it a teachable moment. I would have taken the kids away from their parents. I would have been like, hey, Timmy and Sally. I wouldn't care what their names were. I would just call them Timmy and Sally. And I'd be like, Mommy and Daddy did a very, very bad thing. And you are just one little accident away from being just like me. So hold on tight, kids. Now who wants to go on Space Mountain? Okay, so we talk about cousin love a lot. But my parents were first cousins. My dad swore that he knew my mom was the one the first time he ever saw her. And when I asked him why, he said, your grandfather, he told me. And my mom used to call my dad her husband. But, you know, it was okay to marry your cousin when you had to ride a llama for 5 days to find someone not related to you. Now we have Tinder, swipe left. So every Valentine's Day, I post on Facebook, and Mike and Rachel are witnesses. They have seen this go down. I am not making this up. Every Valentine's Day, I post on Facebook, say no to cousin love. And my American friends chuckle. And my Arab friends start fighting me. And my American friends are like, wait, what's going on? Why are they so mad at you? Are they really fighting you? And I'm like, yes, this is a problem. These people do not want to have a family tree. They want to have a family wreath. It's like a thing. And I'm like, do I delete just to like save face? Because I'm always trying to like create positive images of Arabs and Muslims. And then my cousins come on and they're like, he is not my brother. Our fathers are different. We did not breastfeed from the same woman. Stop. And then they always accuse me of trying to get them divorced. I have a very complicated relationship with Arabs online because they're mad at me for everything. Like, Jamila was talking about marshmallows. Apparently, I was the first person in the world to let people know that gummy bears are haram.
Overall in the 2020.
See, they're trying to silence me again.
Oh my God.
While I tell them that gummy bears are haram, because Muslims believe that if you don't know, then it's not haram. So like if you order baked potato soup and you don't ask if it has bacon in it, as you're sitting there chewing that smoky goodness, it's not haram, but it actually is. So I'm letting you know that baked potato soup is sending you to hell. So I got divorced on September 11th. And it was fun because I was like, let's just do it all on the same day. And like everybody feels bad for me except for me, because I should have never, ever gotten married, because there is no one I ever want to talk to every day. And single people, I'm here to tell you, married people are always trying to make you feel like losers. Like, for example, if you're a single woman, they march you out on the dance floor and they throw a 10-pound bowling ball bouquet and make you fight other women like, you know, sharks fighting over chum, so that you can catch it, because they're like, look at you, loser. You're so desperate to get married. You'll fight other women for a bowling ball of flowers. It's a racket. They're trying to drag you down into their hell, and they never warn you about anything. They make it look like it's all champagne flutes and food prostitutes. And what they don't tell you is that even if you love the person, their habits start to get to you. it's like marriage is like a life sentence, and you have to choose your cellmate wisely so you don't end up shanking them. And in my case, the annoying habit that Chef Fuji had, I called him Chef Fuji because he was a chef and a refugee. I caught him in Gaza and brought him back to America. And then I was like, you don't got to go to Gaza, but you can't stay here, because his annoying habit was the constant breathing. It was nonstop. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. I was like, my God, can you just stop for 5 minutes? I did at birth and I'm totally fine. Anyway, I just want to leave you with a little piece of advice. And my advice to you is never ask a fellow human being if they are pregnant. This is a thing that Arabs do all the time. Oh, you fat, you looking fluffy. Is there a bundle in that oven? It is never appropriate to ask someone if they're pregnant unless you see a skull coming out from between their legs. Then white women, do your thing and call 911. Otherwise, never an appropriate question. So I'm going through security at TSA. I get flagged for extra security because I am always random. I know, I look like the lost Kardashian. How do they know I'm Arab? I have the kind of facial hair that no waxing in the world can deal with. And my facial hair was the one thing I was willing to die for in this pandemic. I have been stuck in my house since March, and the only thing I risked my life for was 2 eyebrows. Because 3 months in, I was looking like the love child of Frida Kahlo and Bert from Sesame Street. And I walked into that threading salon and I said, if I die, I die. But at least I'll die with 2 eyebrows. Thank you so much for supporting the 17th annual New York Arab American Comedy Festival. My name is Maysoon Zayid. Next year in Jerusalem,